everyone. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, for all of the star power Blake Griffin had when he was in Los Angeles, it was tough for him to be the leader of the Clippers. There were bigger voices in the locker room, such as CP3 and Doc Rivers. But Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said, in Detroit, he's definitely the leader. When he speaks, everybody listens. This is his team. Kevin?
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. Look at the Clippers. They're locked in again at that third spot. Not a bad place to be.
Well, right now for the Pistons, they just can't seem to find the mojo they need to move up the rankings. They've tinkered with their lineup, but so far they just keep getting the same result.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Derrick Rose is out there with Kennard, and it's Henson in at the 5 down low. And for the Nets, Prince and Durant are at the 3 and the 4. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. And it's Jordan in at the center, filling out the middle. He'll be the Nets off the tip. Now, here is Irving. Here's KD. And KD throws it down.
Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Now here's Griffin. From deep, Rose. And it's Durant with the rebound.
And a great track record in the draft for the Nets. Karis LeVert selected with the 20th pick, and Jared Allen taken at 22.
And you might want to throw in, guys, too, Rodions Kurucs, the 40th pick in 2018, had a big impact, even participated in the Rising Stars Challenge. And, you know, sometimes you got to make your own breaks, make your own good fortune, and that's exactly what the Nets have done.
Rose against Irving. Rose goes in, uses the glass to finish the layup.
You didn't think Rose would back down from some contact now, did you guys? Playing with a high level of intensity.
Here's Irving. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New York.
Boy, I thought his passing was absolutely fantastic. I mean, really picked apart the defense all game long.
Now Rose after the missed 3 from KD. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And with the passing of time, Henson has developed a nice mid-range jump shot. The defense has got to be aware that he can make that shot.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Prince outside. Nets passing it around. Here's LeVert. The putback. And Henson pulls it down. For Detroit, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Snell, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. Some guys check the league standings every day. Others try to avoid it. What was your approach when you played?
Hey, I didn't look at them much because we were a team that was struggling, Kevin. We were just trying to find our way to being competitive back in the early 80s with the Pacers. So I never got to the point where we were a team that was looking at the standings daily. And I avoided the papers pretty much throughout my career just because, to me, was a bit of a waste of energy and time. I had more things to focus on than where we were in the standings and what people might be saying and writing about us.
One falls, so he hits both of them.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And Henson sends it back.
Hey, that reach of Henson, remarkably long, unbelievably long. And that allows him to wipe away shots effectively.
And a wide open look for Irving. His 3-pointers off the mark. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Here's Kennard. Pass to Snell. Here's Griffin. Guarded by KD. Shot from the low block. The shot's good from Griffin.
He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy is a dangerous scorer.
Now Irving. Right now he averages nearly 23 points a game, a relentless offensive force. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played, KD with the bucket.
And that stroke of Durant, effortless. I mean, easily pulling up from the perimeter, textbook form, beautiful to watch.
Now here's Rose. His last outing, 16 points for him. Here's Snell. Good D by Jordan.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And the basket is good.
And Durant just great at picking apart the defense. When they leave one of his guys open, he is quick to get the ball to him.
Here is Rose, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. KD against Griffin. Shoots over KD, and it's out of bounds, and they say last touch by Griffin. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Irving passes to KD. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. The Pistons leading. And the pass to Griffin. Stolen by Durant. A nice shot by LeVert.
And LeVert knows exactly where to go in transition. Incredibly quick in the open floor.
Passes it to Griffin. Henson trying to break free. The shot's good from Griffin.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
And here is Irving. Pass to KD. The 8-footer. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Seems like he can't miss right now, guys. I mean, completely in the zone this quarter.
Rose with the ball. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Bangs home the trifecta. Rose has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, I like the awareness Rose shows there, guys. I mean, good feel that time from Rose to put it up right off the catch.
Now, here is Irving. Outside Jordan. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
For the Nets, they come into this one following a loss to New York. Prince kicks to Irving. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. With his first shot attempt, Griffin dishes to Rose. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Well, I tell you what, this guy gives you everything he's got when he's out there, and that's what you love about Derrick Rose, how fierce he is as a competitor.
The Pistons shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And he can't get the first one. And he sinks the second. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. It's a three-point game. Their last encounter was in Detroit, where they were able to handle the Pistons.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Very satisfying performance, Greg, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. I mean, they ended up winning it going away.
Pass to Prince. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. And that one is off.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
There are a lot of great playmakers in this NBA that sometimes we don't talk about or under the radar.
Yeah, there are. Again, there's so many outstanding players in a league of 30 teams, but you know, Drew Holiday has been outstanding as a big playmaking guard, as good scoring the ball as he is playmaking. Draymond Green, not a guard, but makes decisions and passes the ball like a high-level guard, and is extremely valuable in that Warriors attack. Those two guys are a little bit undervalued for their ability to make their teammates better.
Good point. Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Harris comes in for Taurean Prince, and Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for LeVert. And then for Detroit, Maker comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Bruce Brown in for Tony Snell. Now here's Durant. 32 points for him last game against New York.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Rose, and Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
Here's KD. They could use a bucket. Yep, that one goes. Durant's got 9 points.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating, I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Now here's Rose. He has 7. And here's Brown outside. Rebounded by the Nets. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And you know what? If you're not going to outwork your opposition, then you typically are going to get outplayed.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
And, you know, those are the kind of games that sting and that bad taste lingers. Knowing you were in it, but not coming through down the stretch, those are hard to get over sometimes.
Jared Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. Chandler comes in for Irving. Brooklyn's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Durant, the pass to Allen. It's blocked. Brown drives in. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense from Harris. Chandler outside. The pass to KD. And there's the feed to Allen.
Oh!
How about the hops for a guy that long? Allen enjoying throwing it down like that. Bam!
Pistons trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Galloway kicks to Doumbouya. Here's Maker. Gets it to go from 8 feet.
This is where Maker has to become more comfortable. We all know he can shoot, just needs a better interior game.
And for the Nets, they're shooting just 35% to start the game. Harris passes to Allen. Dinwiddie outside. Shoots from the line. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Yeah, the easy hoop assisted by Allen that time. He's developed a nice passing game.
Detroit's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Brown outside. It's Wood, top of the key. Over Allen. Kept alive.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Now here's Allen. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. The Nets shooting their first free throw of the night. And the technical free throw is good. Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, Katie doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
Now here is Harris. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Count that one.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
Here's Galloway. Dinwiddie covering. Wood can't hit.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Pistons trail by 4. Here's Doumbouya. And the jam by Doumbouya.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. It sure does look good.
And Brooklyn has possession. Following the bucket by the Pistons. Over in the corner, Chandler. Shot clock at 6. And Maker sends it back.
And the difference Maker has on this end, love whenever he gets up to swat shots back.
And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And as always, the mid part of the NBA season, quite a grueling part of the schedule. Right now, let's check out how the standings are shaping up in the East. Taking a look at Brooklyn, right now they've compiled the 3rd best record in the conference. And of course, there's the Pistons. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And right now for the Nets, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
And the credit belongs to them for what they did and didn't do during the offseason. I mean, they had a vision, they set it out, and they've stayed true to it.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 5 points in the game. And Maker sends it back. No good. That would have tied it. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets. Here's the teardrop. It's deflected. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Here's Harris. The shot off that time. How the Pistons take it the other way. Passes to Maker. And the dunk by Maker.
Making himself a huge target in transition at 7 feet tall. He's a big target, even if he didn't make himself big. When he moves like this, though, it helps his team a bunch.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Dinwiddie passes to Chandler. Harris looking it over. Chandler outside. Stolen by Doumbouya. Here's Brown. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Pistons lead by 2.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Here's Dinwiddie from deep 3-point range, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Pistons lead by 2. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And Kevin Durant talked about his teammates and the versatility this roster has.
I like our depth. I like that we could play, we can play big, we can play small, we can match up with a lot of different teams. And it's just a matter of us going out there and playing consistent basketball. It's easier said than done. But we like who we are right now. We just got to continue to keep getting better.
It's clear KD is very happy playing with this group of guys.
That's why he signed here. But you can bet Durant is going to be leading the charge.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you have a guy in there blocking a bunch of shots or multiple players blocking shots. It causes the offense to think twice when they go up for shots in there.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Brooklyn now, they've got Harris. He's out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Jared Allen is out there with Wilson Chandler. And it's Claxton in at the power forward. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Here's Harris after the basket by Detroit. 6 to shoot. Puts up a 3. He can't hit that time.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Wood with the bucket.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Now here's Allen. Here's Dinwiddie. Lays it up and banks it in. Dinwiddie's got 7 points.
Boy, it's so difficult to corral Dinwiddie. Even when you get physical with him, he finds a way to power through.
Right wing. Here's Doumbouya. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Doumbouya's got his second basket of the game.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Here now is Dinwiddie after the three-pointer from Sekou Doumbouya. Harris, right side. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Harris has got his first basket of the night.
Most think of him as a deep shooter, and that's accurate, but Harris is also not shy about doing damage closer to the rim.
Here's Galloway. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Brown. Out to the wing. Chandler with the steal. And here we go. Dinwiddie heading to the hoop. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
A dependable passer. Chandler doesn't just look to score. I mean, he's also good at finding his open teammates.
There's Galloway. Dinwiddie covering. Pass to Doumbouya. Over Chandler. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. Nets trail by 3. So for the Nets, Prince is checked in for Chandler. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Harris. Griffin's checked in for the Pistons. Tony Snell comes in for Bruce Brown. On defense, Detroit. Claxton the pass to Allen. Now Dinwiddie. He's got 9. Offside Prince. 6 on the shot clock. Knocked away for the 3. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for Brooklyn, trailing by 5. Pass to LeVert. Prince in the corner. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Mark, the level of nuance and the footwork that keeps evolving every few years. Talk about the changes that you have seen from the time you've played to the exquisite footwork we see now.
Well, you know, some of my peers would say that these guys are being allowed to walk and have it talked about as good footwork. So you work with Reggie and other guys, and I hear them all the time saying guys are getting away with carrying the ball and so forth. But the footwork is pretty good. I mean, when you think about it, the step-back three-point shot, the ability to make plays off the dribble, all attributed to footwork. I think it's just an evolution of the game. As players see more and more of excellent work on the court, they're able to emulate it a lot sooner and a lot better.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Jared Allen, and Irving subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Then for the Pistons, John Henson's checked in for Thon Maker. Luke Kennard comes in for Doom Boyle, and Derrick Rose is subbed in for Langston Galloway.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
Now here's Irving following the miss by Derrick Rose. The pass to LeVert. Fires for 3. Griffin grabs the board. Pistons leading by 3. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Let's see some numbers here on Kennard. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging 9 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
Free throw drops for Rose. The Nets making a switch here. Durant's checked in. So he gets them both. Nets trail by 5. It's LeVert on the wing. Irving against Rose. Shot from 12. It's through for a second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now here's Griffin. 26 points for him last game against Cleveland. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Irving.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Now here's Irving. Jordan kicks to LeVert. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. LeVert's got 5 now.
You know, I think this is big for LeVert's confidence because the more he connects from distance, I think the more dangerous he'll become as a shooter and offensive player.
Rose, good. Brooklyn's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Irving passes to LeVert. Back to Irving. Just 5 to shoot. Outside for Jordan. Rebound by the Pistons. Here's Kennard. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Nets trail by 4. Outside Irving. Passes it to LeVert. The 3. And the Nets, another 3.
Well, you look at the shots like that LeVert makes, and you have to be happy for the progress he's made because he's worked at it.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down.
Brooklyn with the ball. Following the bucket by the Pistons. Prince outside. And he banks in the layup.
Look at the space he had on that one, though. There's an obvious speed mismatch between the two.
Rose passes to Henson. And John Henson with the slam.
Rose, a very solid floor general. I think that's an underrated part of his game. He's excellent at finding his teammates.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Durant. Over Henson. And it's Durant missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Kennard. LeVert defending. Rose kicks to Kennard. Shoots. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Pass to Durant. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Outside Irving. Rebounded by the Pistons. Henson's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
You know, he's been off tonight, off his game. At this point, he might want to focus on creating for others.
On the wing, Irving. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. A second chance effort. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Now here's Rose. 11 points in the game. Kennard, the pass to Rose. Over Irving. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Mark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journeys.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Our boys played basketball and soccer, and our daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
And Rose drops them both.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Irving finds Durant. Shoots over Griffin. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. KD's got 12 points in the game.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. You just got to marvel at his greatness.
Again, the miss by the Pistons. Brooklyn trailing. Ahead. Prince wide open. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. Stolen by Durant. And now here's Prince, the fast break opportunity. No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
Rose against Irving. And it's sent back by Irving. Here's LeVert. A good finish at the rack off the slick feet. And now a 3-point Nets lead. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Brooklyn.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Griffin. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jordan's got 9 rebounds now tonight. LeVert the pass to Durant. And KD throws it down.
Boy, Karis LeVert has done a nice job elevating his playmaking ability, which helps him and his team.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And you look at Karis LeVert, Clark out of Michigan, 6'7", and a tremendous athlete.
Kevin, he's one of my favorite players over the last handful of years coming out of college. He had some injury issues his last 2 seasons at Michigan, but he's an excellent two-way player. Outstanding energy and aggressiveness, and makes all kinds of plays at both ends of the floor and plays the game the right way.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Joe Harris comes in for Taurean Prince. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for LeVert. There's Galloway. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Doumbouya passes to Maker. Over Allen. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Maker.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
55 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Irving. From the high post, he drills it. Irving's got 6.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Yeah, and, you know, the game of basketball, as you well know, Greg and guys, is a game of runs. So their offense is starting to move in a positive direction now. Nice upswing here.
For Detroit, they have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
The first free throw is good.
And good job they're doing at the line this quarter. They'll need to continue converting those free throws.
The Nets making a switch here. And he makes both free throws.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
And the call will be against Langston Galloway. That is his first foul of the game. Here's KD. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And the versatility of Durant, off the charts. Shoots, rebounds, defends. He's the total package.
That's good from Durant. And KD drops them both.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. It's Brown on the wing. He kicks it to Doumbouya. 6 to shoot. Can't hit from in close. And here's KD for 3. They get it again. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Brooklyn Nets. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. He's doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. The game was always within a fairly narrow margin, with their largest deficit of the period being 6. The second quarter largely belonged to them as they took charge of the game and jumped out to a 5-point lead at the break. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
The consistency of Kevin Durant, it's remarkable. He gives you everything you could ask for on the offensive end. Prolific, efficient, and he does it night in and night out.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well, I love that they were forceful at their offensive end. They got the shots they wanted. They played aggressively and got to the line. A strong attacking mindset. I like it. We'll see if they bring the same attitude in the second half, though.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Well, I thought it was a great defensive performance for him so far. He's aware, he's alive, he's alert, quick to react to everything that's going on around him. Can't do it much better than that.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. On the wings, Kennard and Snell. John Henson out there with Griffin. And it's Rose in at the point guard.
We all know how Rose can score the ball, but sometimes I think we dismiss how good of a passer he is.
Here now is Dinwiddie. Left side, Jordan. Back to Dinwiddie. Kicks it to KD. And he goes big with the dunk right over John Henson.
Yeah, you know what? Dinwiddie is very dependable at serving his teammates on the court. Seems like a natural leader.
Rose against Dinwiddie. Here's Griffin. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got assist number 7 for him tonight. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. LeVert with it. The pass to Dinwiddie. Knocks it loose. Here's Snell, guarded by Prince. Snell, that's good.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 9 points in the game so far. Passes it to LeVert. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
Dinwiddie against Rose. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Friday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
Now here's Durant. He's got 20. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
On a nice little roll here to start this half, connecting on their first 3 attempts.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. The Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. 5 on the clock. From the arc. Offensive rebound, Nets. And Henson sends it back. Durant kicks to Jordan. And another shot. No good that time. And it's Detroit the other way. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Kevin Durant. And for Blake Griffin, always a great outside shooter for the power forward position, Greg, but he's added range the last few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Griffin go from a guy who might take 1-3 a game to someone putting up about 6 a night. The results have been there for him as he shoots a respectable rate from beyond.
That free throw good from Griffin.
And guys, one thing that has been interesting to see since Blake Griffin came to Detroit is how he's developed as a leader, has come into his own with how he takes responsibility for the team's play.
Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And with Griffin, you look at his time on the Clippers, and for most of his career, he was more of a second in command.
Coach Casey said last year early on that Griffin is the leader of this team, and Blake took it upon himself to step up to the challenge. It makes sense no matter how you look at it. He's their best player and needs to be one of the leaders.
Irving for 3. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Here's Snell. Pass to Henson. Rose with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. Nets leading by 4. Here's the break. And here's KD for 3. And it's LeVert missing. The Pistons have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Got a piece of it. Kennard kicks to Snell. They break it out 5 on 3. It's stolen by Rose. And now the Pistons fast break.
Well, we know how athletic Rose is, guys, but he's also excellent at anticipating on defense.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Nets. Pass to LeVert. Back to Irving. Kennard with the rebound.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Snell dishes the Rose. For the lead. Snell, no good.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
And the foul on John Henson. That is his first foul of the game. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Taurean Prince. Here's LeVert. He's got 8. Now the pass to Irving. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. That's now 8 points for Kyrie Irving.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
And that one, good. That's now 8 points for Henson.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Now LeVert. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Now Detroit moving it up. Here's Griffin. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Irving against Rose. And it's Irving missing.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
To the paint for the tie. Griffin trying to get open, and it's laid in by Rose. Rose has got 15.
You know, this is what Rose does best to me, guys. A scorer who attacks on offense with unbridled ferocity.
Katie against Griffin. Passes it to LeVert. Back to Durant. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Pass to Kennard. Out to the right wing. Here's Griffin. Nails the baby hook. Griffin's got the game tied up here for Detroit.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Irving following the basket by Blake Griffin. Outside Irving. The 10-footer. Chandler kicks to Durant. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Durant's got 8 here in the quarter.
And Durant has just such a fluid release. Very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
You know, that defense is helpless right now. I mean, he's got their number, and he knows it.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there.
And here's a look at some numbers for Jared Allen. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team. He's right around 5 points a night, 11 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And the intimidation factor that he possesses with his shot blocking and rim presence, really the backbone of their defense.
Yeah, you know, he's protecting the rim like it's his family. I mean, don't even think about going in there.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Here's Galloway. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Here's Maker. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Harris wide open. He shoots the 3-pointer, no good. Pistons trail by 4. Brown the pass to Doumbouya. Back to Brown. Chandler with the steal. And here we go with Chandler running it up the court. Again, the Nets for 2. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Nets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Here's Claxton. Harris outside. Shot clock at 6. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Stolen by Doumbouya. Feeds to Galloway. And it's sent back by Allen.
Don't challenge him. Get that out of here. Allen's almost 7 feet now. He's got excellent timing and good balance.
Claxton. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right.
Yes, indeedy. Well done.
There's Galloway. To the left wing. Maker with the ball. He's against Allen. From 7, that is good. And the Nets lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Maker. Here's Irving. Harris outside. Back to Irving. Fires the 3. Brooklyn now working with a new shot clock. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Now the we have a second. Let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Allen.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
The first one falls. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Brooklyn. And Detroit with a change here, too. Kennard, he's checked in for Doumbouya. And so Galloway with it. He'll bring it up for Detroit. It's stolen by Brown. This is to Maker, and the dunk by Maker.
Hey, when you're a footer, that means over 7 feet tall. It's easy to throw it down. All he needs is the right positioning, and it's done.
Nets leading by 3. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Trying to get open is Irving. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got 11.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
Here's Galloway. He's covered by Irving. Galloway, the pass to Kennard. Can't hit from the elbow. And the call will be against Thon Maker. That'll be his second foul of the game. Brooklyn's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Irving passes to Dinwiddie. A floater.
Boy, you gotta love seeing Maker play with great energy, really wanting to do his best at the defensive end.
Brown, good.
You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
.112 left in the third quarter. The Nets with the lead. And here's Irving. He's got 8. Pass to Claxton. Inside. And it's Allen with the jam.
And you know, guys, all it takes is inside positioning. As soon as you give Allen that, it's pretty much a wrap.
Brown outside. The pass to Maker. Over Allen. Maker misses.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
Dinwiddie outside to the middle. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Dinwiddie. Irving's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets. And, well, Detroit shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Galloway, the pass to Maker. That one doesn't go. Excellent D there from Allen. In the corner, Irving with it. And the 3-ball is good. And now a 10-point Nets lead.
I love the three-point shooting of Irving. Excellent at dialing it in from deep, and you've got to respect his range.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Nets. They're up by 10. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And how about a look now at our assist to the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Nets leading by 10. Harris is out there with Taurean Prince. Then there's Allen. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Dinwiddie in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Now here's Rose. Following the miss by Kyrie Irving. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Dinwiddie, the bounce pass. Yep, it counts. And that's 15 points for Kyrie Irving.
And, you know, this is what point guards should do. Dinwiddie, very good at orchestrating the offense, getting his team into good motion.
And it's Brown missing. Brooklyn leading by 9. Harris finds Irving. Dinwiddie outside. Back to Irving. Rebound, Detroit. Maker's got 7 rebounds in the game. Pass to Wood. The kick out to Brown. Pass to Rose. Clock at 6. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
When Rose is attacking, guys, I mean, the defense has to act. He puts them on their heels.
First free throw is good. And the Nets making a change here. Jordan's checked in. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Snell's checked in. He doesn't get the second one.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
Here's Rose, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Boy, Rose is a marvelous athlete who's really good at taking it to the cup, and he's hard to cover because of that.
Durant's checked in for Allen. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Detroit. And Rose drops them both. About a minute and a half through the 4th quarter now. Rose against Irving. Kicks it out to Prince. There's the triple. Rebounded by the Pistons.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Maker. No good on the 3. Nets leading by 9. Down low. Here's Durant. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Thon Maker.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hard to avoid fouling Durant, but the problem is he hits nearly 90% of his free throws for his career.
That free throw good from Durant.
And at this point, there simply is no doubt that Kevin Durant is one of the great shooters to ever play the game. The only question is just where on the all-time list will he land when we talk about the unstoppable scorer.
And the Nets making a change here. LeVert's checked in. Detroit, no good that time either.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Here's Durant. Oh, the power on that throw-down.
Yeah, that's just the height, the length coming into play there. No one stopping Durant.
Outside for Griffin. Over Durant. No good off the back of the rim. Nets leading by 13. Dinwiddie passes to LeVert. A nice shot by Katie. Durant's got 32 points in the game.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high, makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
Now here's Rose. Outside Griffin. Back to Rose. Dinwiddie with the steal. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul. And here are the Nets. They're on an 11-3 run right now. LeVert with it. Lobs it up for Jordan. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, and no one's ever questioned the desire. Griffin using his strength and explosiveness to make good on the second chance opportunities.
Now here's LeVert. Back to Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 19 rebounds.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for him.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Nets leading by 15. Dinwiddie outside. Pass to LeVert. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Tremendous versatility for Karis LeVert, offensively, Clark, and defensively. He can play multiple positions.
Well, I like that about him too, Kevin. 6'7". He's a gifted scorer, can make plays when the ball is in his hands. The Nets have a number of ball handlers, and that's what Coach Kenny Atkinson believes in. To get a lot of guys that can make plays and do it for each other and together, and we've got something good.
And that one misses.
Well, you know what? I think you got to be excited about LeVert's potential. This kid seems to get better and add more to his game every year.
And the second free throw, good. Pistons trail by 16. Now here's Rose. Here's Snell. The pass to Kennard. Stolen by LeVert. Pushing it up. Now Detroit moving it up. Griffin with the ball. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the long Henson is a hard cover for the defense. Aggressive when going up with his shot.
Shoot 2.
That free throw missing.
The former Tar Heel, John Henson, is incredibly efficient on both ends of the court.
Good on the second free throw. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for Brooklyn. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Passes it to KD. Shot clock at 6. They get the rebound. Jordan, nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Rose kicks to Snell. Griffin trying to get open. Tony Snell, and that's good.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Here's LeVert. Pass to Dinwiddie. Puts it up from 12. Jordan. And there's Jordan putting it right back in. Jordan's got 8 here in the quarter.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Rose finds Griffin. Over Durant, and Griffin with the score. The assist by Rose. 19 points for Blake Griffin.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Brooklyn leading by 14. Dinwiddie outside. Pass to LeVert. And here's Prince outside. Hits the three-point bomb.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from it.
Rose goes in. Shoots over KD. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Yeah, he's become very reliable with that mid-range jump shot. The defense can't let him get comfortable from there.
So it's Brooklyn now. Dinwiddie outside. Prince outside, wide open. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Now Rose. And there's the pass to Griffin. Here's Kennard. And that one goes long. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. LeVert with a wide open look. Off target from three-point range. Pistons trail by 17. Passes it to Henson. Durant with the steal. Here's Prince. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
And here's Rose. To the wing on the left. No one near Henson as he lets it go. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Nets leading by 17. Looking to get back on track here. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Skilled at creating off the drive. Dinwiddie's confidence and focus when he's penetrating, superb.
Rose with the ball. Defended by Dinwiddie. Griffin passes it to Rose. Over to the wing. Here's Snell. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Griffin. Off target with his 3. Oh, and here we go with Durant. Nobody back. And KD throws it down.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
And John Henson with the slam.
When he's deep inside like that, he's looking to jam it down. An efficient scorer, John Henson.
LeVert with it. Pass to KD. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Now a timeout called by Detroit. Regarding super teams, Clark, you and I have talked a lot about this. Many fans view them in a negative light, but they're actually something we've seen around in this game for a long time.
Yeah, you're right. So often we become prisoners of the present and we forget about what transpired in the past, but the Celtics in the 60s were as dominant as any team in the history of the game. The Lakers in the 80s, the Bulls in the 90s. But I guess fans have a complaint because they feel those teams came together more organically compared to what seems to be movement by free agents that has led to dominant championship teams, although the Warriors pretty much have built their championship team through the draft.
Pistons trail by 21. Now here's Rose. Pass to Kennard. Back to Rose. There's the pass to Henson. Over Jordan. They get it back. Maker, and the dunk by Maker.
You know, being that he's over 7 feet tall, Maker does a nice job on the glass. Excellent at using his size.
And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Passes it to KD. Shoots it. Misses off the right iron. Detroit's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Pistons passing it around. Here's Maker. Lays it up and banks it in. Maker's got 10 points in just the second half.
There's no question about it. Maker needs to get stronger, and he will. But baskets like this are still encouraging.
The feed now to Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Prince outside, lobs it up for Jordan, and slam dunk by Jordan.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And, Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah.
I tell you what, I think the pass was even better. I mean, that was room service delivery at its finest.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And a new group in for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for Durant. Rodion Kurucs comes in for Taurean Prince. Musa, he's checked in for Karis LeVert. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Nets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And just bulldozing their way through this season series. The victory here tonight will make it 3-0 for the year, with one left to be played against the Pistons.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for KD.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And Detroit has possession. Rose kicks to Henson. Over Jordan. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Brooklyn with the ball. Following the miss by John Henson. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Kurucs. 3-pointer. But they get it back.
Oh, tough play underneath there to give them another possession. Just what they were hoping for. A little more time off the clock.
And the Nets with possession here. Now Dinwiddie. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, you were active at both ends today. How did you get yourself going?
I think it was just us trying to come out and win a game at home. We know how important these are. Every game that we play is important, so we just got to keep it going.
And you protected the home court well, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.